Courtrooms are an intimidating place, and for a child, they can be especially frightening. That's why Arizona Supreme Court Chief Justice Ann Timmer has put their welfare on her priority list.
Certainly, there's a lot of risk for children and families as they go through the court system, and I think we're very well aware of that. So when you're going through a divorce, for example, there's a risk. There's a risk of emotional harm and financial harm too, but also emotional harm to the children, to the divorcing couple. You're splitting up a family unit, and their trauma can be related to that. We don't want that trauma to be inflicted by the court.
The court is also working to improve a program that supports children who are abused or neglected.
CASA is a great program that's been around for years. It's a court-authorized special advocate for children, and they're just a great resource. They're not giving legal advice or representing the child. They're just there to be a shoulder to lean on.
And with the number of CASA volunteers dwindling, the court has partnered with Cox Communications to spread the word about the need for new advocates.
My name is Beth, and I became a CASA volunteer because I wanted to make a real difference.
And what a worthwhile program it is for people to participate in.
And when it's children who break the law, Chief Justice Timmer says it creates needs the court must work harder to understand.
We certainly we deal with children. We want to make sure they're dealt with appropriately, that they're given the right types of oversight and probation and all those, because we're very well aware that, again, that can affect their entire lives. We don't lock up juveniles as much as we used to, which is a great thing. It's not good to have juveniles locked away, so instead they're put on probation. And the probation officers these days are not what you might think of, people really heavy-handed and making sure you do everything, but really trying to make sure you're a success.
But there is also an alarming trend that needs to be addressed.
The good news is juvenile crime is actually down. The bad news is the kind of crime that we have from juveniles is violent.
And Chief Justice Timmer understands that both the problems and the answers facing the court require looking beyond her office.
In the year before I took over as Chief Justice, I went around the state to every county talking to different courts and seeing what's going on in each community.
And she's committed to having more listening sessions around the state.
You should always be working to improve how you're dealing with children, how you're dealing with families, and protecting them.
Tomorrow, the search for excellence that can come from within. I'm Rick DeBrule.